Modern culture teaches people something dangerous. That success should look expensive. A luxury car, designer clothes, expensive watches, high-end vacations. And slowly, people begin associating wealth with appearance. But what if someone chose a completely different path? What if they never chased luxury at all? What actually happens if you stop buying expensive things designed mainly to impress others? Surprisingly, a lot changes. At first, life may seem normal. No flashy upgrades, no constant lifestyle flexing, no pressure to keep up with trends. And from the outside, it may even look like you're missing out, because modern society rewards visible success, not invisible stability. But financially, something powerful begins happening quietly. Every luxury purchase carries two costs. The obvious cost is the money spent today, but the hidden cost is much bigger. It's the future value of that money if it had been invested instead. Most people only see the first cost. Very few think about the second. For example, a luxury car is not just an expensive purchase. It often creates ongoing expenses: insurance, maintenance, repairs, upgrades, and eventually the pressure to replace it. Luxury rarely ends with one purchase. It creates a lifestyle expectation, and lifestyle expectations become expensive to maintain. Now imagine someone who avoids this completely. Instead of upgrading constantly, they invest the difference. They build assets quietly. At first, the rewards feel slow because investing is invisible. Nobody compliments your index fund. Nobody notices your savings account. Nobody praises financial discipline online. But over time, the gap becomes massive. This is because wealth compounds silently. Luxury consumption usually depreciates, assets appreciate, and that difference changes financial futures dramatically over decades. Another thing happens when people stop chasing luxury. Their financial stress often decreases because expensive lifestyles create dependence. The more your life costs, the more income you need just to maintain it, and that creates pressure. Pressure to keep earning, pressure to keep working, pressure to maintain appearances. But when lifestyle stays controlled, freedom increases. Many people think luxury creates happiness, and temporarily it can create excitement. But humans adapt quickly. The excitement fades, and eventually what once felt luxurious becomes normal. Then people chase the next upgrade. This cycle never really ends because luxury-based happiness is temporary by design. Now compare that to financial security. Emergency savings, investments growing silently, low financial stress, the ability to say no to jobs you hate, the ability to take risks safely. That type of freedom creates a completely different kind of peace, one that lasts longer than temporary excitement. Another interesting thing happens psychologically. People who stop chasing luxury often stop comparing themselves constantly, because luxury culture is deeply connected to social validation. People buy things not only for themselves, but to signal success, to feel respected, accepted, important. But when someone steps out of that cycle, their relationship with money changes. Money becomes a tool, not a performance. This doesn't mean luxury is automatically bad. There is nothing wrong with enjoying money. The problem begins when luxury becomes identity, when self-worth depends on appearance, because then financial decisions stop being logical and become emotional. Many wealthy people actually understand this deeply. That's why some rich individuals live surprisingly simple lives, not because they cannot afford luxury, but because they value freedom more. They understand that every unnecessary expense delays financial independence slightly, and over time, those small delays become years. There's also another hidden benefit. When people stop constantly upgrading lifestyle, they become harder to manipulate. Advertising loses power, social pressure weakens, impulse buying decreases, and they begin making decisions based on long-term value instead of short-term emotion. That mindset alone can completely change someone's financial future. Now imagine two people. One spends decades chasing luxury appearances. The other quietly builds assets while living below their means. At first, the spender looks more successful, but years later, the investor often has something much more valuable: options, freedom, time, and control over their life. So what happens if you never buy luxury? Financially, you may build far more wealth than most people expect, but psychologically, you escape a cycle many people stay trapped in forever: the endless need to prove success externally. At the end of the day, real wealth is not always visible. Sometimes it looks simple, quiet, unimpressive from the outside. But internally, it creates stability, freedom, and peace. And that may be far more valuable than luxury itself.